What's going on, everybody? I hope you're all well, and welcome back to Dragon Age Origins. Now, as you can see, we are in Redcliffe Castle. Arl Eamon's got the troops hard at work, learning how to fight, preparing for the Blight. We are finally ready to actually set up this thing with Arl Eamon. Finally get to the Landsmeet. We'll get our first face-to-face confrontation with Loghain since the start of the game. Before we head inside, we do have a Morrigan level up to take care of, so looking at this, we'll probably get her up to 50 magic. That's going to be a huge amount of spell power for her at this point, so all that's left to do here is put up the willpower. Now, I am interested to go all the way down here, and we have mass paralysis. We're definitely going to give Morrigan that. Now we'll go ahead and tab over to win. So she is casting mass paralysis on enemy clustered with 4 allies. So Morrigan, we're going to give you the exact same tactics. Enemy clustered with at least, we'll do 5. We'll do 5 for Morrigan, and then we'll have her use ability mass paralysis, and that's going to be very good. Now we're ready to get on our way. Go tell Arl Eamon we got all the troops we'll need. We have picked up everybody and done everything up to this point. The only quest we have left is Correspondence Interrupts. We'll be picking that up in Denerim as we progress. These 2 are quests in Denerim. This is also in Denerim. And then these 2 are also in Denerim. So we're all caught up. 100% completion so far. I'm going to try not to miss any on the little final stretch here. After all, I did promise you guys I'd be going for 100%. Not going to change our minds on that. Here's Sir Perth. Glad he made it through the fight.
I understand you've acquired all the allies you could. That's good. We can call the Landsmeet if you are ready. I would prefer not giving Loghain time to consider, but it is up to you. I do not wish to go to Denerim unless you are with me.
It seems Arl Eamon already got the news ahead of us. Let's go to Denerim now.
Excellent. I shall make the arrangements. Let us be off to Denerim, and may the Maker watch over us. Denerim is the heart and soul of Ferelden. It was the city of King Calenhad, the birthplace of Andraste. As stubborn as a Mabari, and as good to have on your side. If we defeat Loghain here, the rest of the nation will follow us. By calling the Landsmeet, I've struck the first blow. The advantage, for the moment, is ours. He will have little choice but to show himself, to oppose us directly. He will strike back at us. The only question that remains is how soon. Loghain, this is an honor that the Regent would find time to greet me personally.
How could I not welcome a man so important as to call every lord in Ferelden away from his estates, while a blight claws at our land?
The Blight is why I'm here. With Cailan dead, Ferelden must have a king to lead it against the Darkspawn.
Ferelden has a strong leader. Its queen. And I lead her armies.
Such a strong leader that the Blight currently claws at Denerim's doorsteps almost. It's progressed across the entire land while he's been slouching back in the throne, calling the bands away from their estates to fight each other while the Darkspawn progresses. You see this slime ball in the back, we're definitely going to have some words for him. Considering Ostagar, perhaps we need a better general.
Ah, the Grey Warden recruit. I thought we might meet again. You have my sympathies on what happened to your order. It is unfortunate that they chose to turn against Ferelden.
The absurdity of this. I don't accept the sympathies of deserters and regicides.
You should curb your tongue. This is my city, and no safe place to speak treason. For anyone.
The irony.
There is talk that your illness left you feeble, Eamon. Some worry that you may no longer be fit to advise Ferelden.
Illness? Why not call your poison by its true name? Not everyone at the Landsmeet will cast aside their loyalties as easily as you and these sycophants.
How long you've been gone from court, Eamon? Don't you recognize Loghain Howe, Arl of Amaranthine and Terran of Highever?
And current Arl of Denerim, after Urien's unfortunate fate at Ostagar. Truly, it is an embarrassment of riches.
You see, he's rose far above his station. Enjoy your moment. It will end soon enough.
You are either very bold or very stupid to threaten the Tainted before witnesses.
Enough, Carthrian. This is not the time or place. I had hoped to talk you down from this rash course, Eamon. Our people are frightened. Our king is dead. Our land is under siege. We must be united now if we are to endure this crisis. Your own sister, Queen Rowan, fought tirelessly to see Ferelden restored. Would you see her work destroyed? You divide our nation and weaken our efforts against the Blight, with your selfish ambitions to the throne.
Everything he just accused Eamon of, he is directly guilty of. The insanity is beyond fathomable at this point. What efforts can there be when you outlaw the Grey Wardens?
Kaelan depended on the Grey Wardens' prowess against the Darkspawn, and look how well that ended. Let us speak of reality rather than tall tales. Stories will not save us.
I cannot forgive what you've done, Loghain. Perhaps the Maker can, but not I. Our people deserve a king of the Tavern bloodline. Alistair will be the one to lead us to victory in this blight.
Oh, is that all I have to do? No pressure.
The Emperor of Orlais also thought I could not bring him down. Expect no more mercy than I showed him. There is nothing I would not do for my homeland.
Including running it into the ground and getting everybody inside it killed.
Well, that was bracing. I didn't expect Loghain to show himself quite so soon.
You see already, Loghain has zero accountability. No sympathy, he thinks he's completely in the right, everybody else is wrong, even as the Darkspawn encroach around him and burn his lands to the ground that he sacrificed so much for. He still sees it as a victory, he still sees that he is doing the right thing, we are the usurpers. I don't know how he got to the position that he's in, but we're certainly going to help him out of it. Have you known Loghain a long time?
My sister married King Merrick while he was still in exile. At that time, he and Loghain were inseparable. The wild prince who'd never seen the inside of a castle and a farmer's son. When Loghain joined Merrick's rebels, he was just a raw-boned boy, but he got on one knee to swear that he would see Ferelden free or die trying.
And yet he's still so willing to piss it all away. And now he kills Merrick's son and steals his throne.
And conspires with a blood mage to poison me. It is a bitter dose to taste. The Chantry speaks truly about the corruption of power. If a man like Loghain could go and do this, I would never have believed he would do anything but what was best for Ferelden. We need eyes and ears in the city. Loghain has been here for months. The roots of all his schemes must begin here. The sooner we find them, the better we can turn them to our advantage. Go have a look around, and see what you can turn up. Better yet, find the nobles who have arrived for the Landsmeet. Test the waters. See how many will support us. When you're ready to talk strategy, come upstairs to my sitting room. We can lay out our plans for the Landsmeet then.
Indeed, it's going to be very important for us to take a look around. This is a game of nobility here. It's not going to be as simple as walking up into the throne room for a fight, so we definitely need to get some people on board. Now, everybody that tells any story about Loghain talks of him almost with reverence, like he's some grand general, a great hero that would never do anything to harm Ferelden. I don't know how he has thought himself and reasoned himself into his position, whereas everything he fought for and supposedly loves is just burning to ashes around him, and he's just completely fine with that. We are the problem, right? We're the usurpers. The Grey Wardens turned on Ferelden somehow by showing up to defeat the Blight. We somehow stabbed Ferelden in the back, according to his logic. I'm not sure how he certainly didn't reason himself into that position, so I suspect there's going to be no way to reason him out of it. And of course, Arl Eamon hit the nail on the head when he called the people with him sycophants. They see the legend that he used to be and not what he currently is. Arl Howe, obviously, he doesn't even care about Loghain. He's just there for his own nonsense. You heard how many titles he has now. It's going to be very nice to pry those out of his cold fingers.
I hope all the accommodations are to your liking, Warden. Please let me know if anything is troubling you.
Seems like a nice place so far. See what the companions have to say about it.
This is a nice change from having to sleep in the woods, isn't it? Something I can help with?
What do you know of this place?
Denerim is Ferelden's most important city, yes? This is the seat of power, the jewel in the crown of the king. She is Ferelden's heart, Her walls are strong, but within them lies so much beauty, just like the country and the people.
Let's talk about something else.
Something I can help with?
I think that'll be it for Liliana. We are going to make a quick rounds to all the different companions.
You know, I could get to like this. The last time I came to Denerim, I stayed at an inn so filthy the bed bugs had fleas. What say you?
I imagine last time you were in Denerim, you spent most of your time at the Pearl, actually. He's not going to have anything for us. That's his only dialogue line. This goes outside, but we will check for codex real quick.
A prince among the Arl's visitors.
Indeed.
Looked all that princely to me.
On it.
Oh, I assure you he is, even though he doesn't want to be. That's the last correspondence interrupts. We can go turn that in at the Gnawed Noble. Wrapped up the last quest for them. Plenty of servants here. Now we'll talk to Wynn.
This is a nice estate, isn't it? What's on your mind? It is no trouble.
Do want to check around for codex. Seems like there'd be a lot of important information to be gained here. She gives kind of Nan vibes from the tutorial. Agatha. Giving me a lot of flashbacks from the opening.
I got a moment, sure.
Enjoying yourself, are you? I'd like to know more about you.
What about?
On second thought, maybe some other time.
Aye, alright then.
We did, of course, exhaust all the companion dialogues. We just want to see what they think about this place, really. Then we'll head out into Denerim. Talk to the nobles like he recommended. It's a very good idea.
Everything in here appears to be breakable. It seems most impractical.
We might need you to break some things yet. This little section of the game is going to be more like the Game of Thrones than the game of soldiers and war. I suspect there won't be much of a place for traditional fighting here. Gotta involve ourselves in courtly intrigue. Good boy. Alright, Sten, what's your take on all this?
On it. This is not as defensible as I would like, but it will do. What is your wish, Kadan?
You see he's calling us Kadan now. I wanted to discuss something you mentioned.
Speak, then.
That's enough.
Then I suggest we move on.
I was hoping we might be able to ask him about what Kadan means.
If one more servant asks if I would like a change of clothes, I will set the house on fire. What comes, my friend?
Keep those fireballs in mind. We might need those going forward. I might just come by and let you loose some of those. Heavy chainmail's nice. Right, now I'm not gonna go talk to Eamon yet. I'm gonna hit up the Gnawed Noble. I don't believe that we need to go talk to him yet, so I'll catch you guys at the Gnawed Noble Tavern. Alrighty, here we are at the tavern. You see all kinds of nobles all over the place now.
Army to die when a blight threatens. I take him at his word. The battle could not be won.
Even you must admit there's a suspicious rash of mortality among the advisors to the crown. Bryce, Urian, Eamon.
Eamon's not dead, more's the pity.
The only thing that truly worries me is Eamon's notion of putting this bastard on Marik's throne. It's an ill precedent.
True. I would rather see Honora keep the throne myself. Better it passes to the McTeer line than to some by-blow.
Okay, so this guy, Sigurd, seems amenable to wisdom, but Theorlic here is clearly a sycophant. He even just openly said that he wishes Arl Eamon was dead, so...
What can I get
And then tells me we won't be convincing him anytime soon. I finished a favor for one of your interested parties. Very good. Right, now we will double check, make sure he has nothing else.
Of all the strange news, everyone is talking about some brother in Denerim claiming that the urn of sacred ashes has been found. Actually found.
We wouldn't happen to know anyone who took part in that, would we?
Probably won't get a chance to deal with the brother's claim until after the war has ended. But it's incredible even so, don't you think? Anything else you need?
Incredible indeed. Now he, as you see, has absolutely zero, no more quests. So now we can go ahead and talk to the nobles.
Wonderful.
Another one. I suppose you're here to ask for a donation too. You're the youngest Kuzland, aren't you? Probably looking for coin or men to take your Tainted back then. You're better off asking the Darkspawn. They hold West Hills now.
West Hills has fallen to the Darkspawn, you see. I didn't know the West Hills had fallen. I'm sorry.
Well, I can see how you might miss it. All of southern Ferelden covered by black clouds, the ground rotting beneath your feet, plagues and Darkspawn raids going on until even the crows get sick of the smell of carrion. What's a little trifle like that when compared to the important troubles here in Denerim? There's no point talking about it. Leave me. I've nothing for you anyway.
So you see, Wolf here is very disgruntled.
Pester someone else.
Aren't you Bryce and Eleanor Kuzland's youngest? Maker's breath, I thought... Well, it's good to see you're all right.
I want you to keep in mind Loghain's little speech a second ago about Arl Eamon breaking up the country while Darkspawn are nipping at their heels. When Loghain has been in power since Ostagar and West Hills is just gone. Black clouds swirling around, so much carrion that the crows get sick.
Why would Loghain leave half our own army to die when a blight threatens? I take him at his word.
Surely he doesn't expect us to believe Anora unfit to rule, with her father to advise her.
I wonder that myself. His timing is unfortunate. South Reach is overrun. I've little time to devote to politics at present.
Overrun? Has the blight truly spread so far?
Most of my freeholders have fled to Redcliffe and Lothering, but I doubt they'll be safe there for long.
Maker's breath. Bryland, I had no idea.
Be careful how loudly you speak of it. Wolf lost both his boys to Darkspawn, trying to evacuate West Hills.
Lady Andraste, pray for us.
That definitely explains why all Wolf back there is a little upset. He lost his family trying to get his people out, and unfortunately Bryland doesn't seem to be aware that Lothering is gone. So all the refugees that he sent there are likely no more.
I'm sorry, I'm busy at the moment.
You'll have to excuse me. I'm engaged at present.
Alrighty, here we are back at Arl Eamon's estate. He told us to swing by after we met the nobles. We did go ahead and check out some of that, get our finger on the pulse a little. Most of the nobles seem to be a little disgruntled. One of them's a complete sycophant. We won't even be trying to convince him, but the rest of them seemed like the main thing they care about here is the Darkspawn and don't really care for all the politics going on right now.
Ah, Warden. I trust you've made yourself comfortable.
Yes, very nice.
Good, because it's likely to be your last rest for a while. This is Elena. She's...
I am Queen Anora's handmaiden. She sent me here to ask for your help.
Or perhaps the young lady prefers to speak for herself.
Why would Anora ask us for help?
The Queen, she is in a difficult position. She loved her husband, no? And trusted her father to protect him. When he returns with no king and only dark rumors, what is she to think? She worries, no? But when she tries to speak with him, he does not answer. He tells her not to trouble herself.
The Orlesian's going for the hard sale here. Are you saying the Queen believes Loghain killed Kaelin?
My Queen suspects she cannot trust her father. And Loghain, he is very subtle, no? But Loghain Howe, he is privy to all the secrets and not so subtle. So she goes to Howe. A visit from the Queen to the new Earl of Denerim is only a matter of courtesy. And she demands answers.
That's crazy. I was a lunatic. You can only imagine how this went when she was threatening to spill the tea.
He calls her every sort of name, traitor being the kindest, and locks her in a guest room.
What does this have to do with me?
I think her life is in danger. I heard Howe say she would be a greater ally dead than alive, especially if her death could be blamed on Arl Eamon.
Would Loghain kill his own daughter just to frame Eamon?
We may have no choice but to trust Anora. The Queen is well loved. If Loghain succeeded in pinning her death on me, I'm not sure that's a risk we can afford to take.
So what do you propose we do?
I have some uniforms. Arl Howe hires so many new girls every day. A few more will not cause much stir. I will show you to the servants' entrance. We must slip in and out with my Queen before anyone is the wiser. I will go ahead to Howe's estate. Meet me there as soon as you can.
Loghain, the hero of Ferelden, willing to sacrifice his own daughter, huh? And even if he's not willing to sacrifice her, he's willing to let Arl Howe's crazy, treacherous ass lock her up in a guest room like some kind of hostage. Great man indeed. Doesn't even protect his own family.
As you wish.
His bitterness knows no ends, it seems.
I haven't been here in a while. They've changed the dining room. Ask away.
Wow, they reset the dinner table. Crucial news.
I'm glad you decided to help. With Nora's knowledge, we have a far better chance against Loghain.
I don't trust this Alina. She knows too much.
She's obviously more than a maidservant, but I imagine it's useful for Honora to have a trusted attendant who can move more freely than she herself. And consider what aid she and the Queen might be to us. If Honora has truly turned against her father, she becomes the one thing we lack. Someone with a true understanding of Loghain's plans and allies. With her guidance, we can form a far more successful strategy against him.
Yeah, I think Alina is likely a bot or at least some kind of spy. Do you truly think Loghain's daughter would turn on him?
From Alina's story, he turned against her first. If he truly intends to sacrifice her, I think it will be strong motivation to break the parental bonds. In any event, I would far rather have the opportunity to ask such things of her than simply hear about her murder. If Honora speaks out against Loghain, hers would indeed be one of the most powerful voices of the Landsmeet.
Well, like I said, there's gonna have to be a little Game of Thrones going on here. Eamon is far better minded to things like this than us, so we're gonna take his advice a lot. But if I break in, can't they frame me for her murder?
No more easily than without you there. There will be none to see it, save those who are already loyal to Loghain. And given your reputation, Warden, I think Loghain knows it's safer to carry out his plots far from where you can disrupt them.
I'd say that's a safe bet. What do you know about Queen Honora?
She and Kaelin were promised as children and practically raised together. She was a smart child, knew how to listen, and how to blink those big blue eyes and get anything she wanted. Her mother's looks, her father's brains, and the best tutoring Merrick's money could buy. It's a potent combination.
I bet.
As you like. My palace is your palace.
Certainly seemed like Kaelin wasn't holding up to those big blue eyes. We know that she did most of the ruling during Kaelin's reign. He was more oriented to being around the soldiers than being around his wife, and certainly than being around in a political throne. He was the face of the country. Honora was the brain of the country. Now, we do have the Blight, the Landsmeet. Prepare for the Landsmeet. You have come to Denerim for the Landsmeet. Arl Eamon wishes to assemble the nobles to choose a new king that will unite Ferelden against the Blight. However, Loghain is still a thorn in your side, and there is much to do before you can confront him. Keep Eamon informed of your latest exploits. He can usually be found in his sitting room in the upper floor of his estate. Queen Honora's handsmaid, Alina, has informed you that the Queen is being held prisoner at Arl Howe's estate. Queen Honora believes that she may be killed, and her murder blamed on Arl Eamon. Alina seeks your aid in freeing the Queen. Meet Alina at the Arl of Denerim's palace as soon as you can. Now you know I immediately am down to go kill a bunch of Arl Howe's men, and since it is his estate, who knows, maybe we'll get a chance to bump into him while we're there. That all being said, though, I don't want this episode to go on too long. I'll probably split up the episodes into their own little chunks here with the Denerim estate and then the alienage. So that is going to be a wrap for this episode, guys. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please subscribe, leave a like and a comment. If you want to support the cause and help improve the channel, as always, there is a tip link in the description below. Otherwise, stay tuned and I'll see you guys soon with more Dragon Age Origins. Take care, guys. Have a good day.